Oh, hi there, everyone. Welcome to a special edition of Cardwell's Cauldrons here on Geektopia Island. I'm Cardwell.
And I'm Kevin.
And today we're actually going to do a set review for an expansion set of the Legion's Realms at War. It's called Bountiful Harvest, as you can see on the front there. And it's just made of Bounty Realm cards. And it's roughly, I do believe, 72 cards in the set and some extra special cards that we'll go over for sure. But we just thought we'd go ahead and give our little set review here, probably talk about how we think it would be good and whatnot. I'm not too sure of the meta at the moment because of these cards, but hopefully it'll definitely shake up something for sure.
Yeah, for sure. But we're going to go over and like what we think of the card, like how we would use it or how it would be viewed and if it's playable or not playable, essentially.
Yep.
Because some cards, they're just printed because they're printed.
Yeah.
And it sucks, but it is what it is.
There's always those filler cards that, especially once like limited starts going for this game, that's where that goes.
Yeah.
It's just a limited filler card, done, good, go.
And some of these cards, we may not know all the gist of how good they are because we don't know what they do yet. In general, how they work with everything else.
Exactly. And with that, before we get into it, though, we got to remind you that we do have a Patreon. It only takes $1 to support us, and we love you very much for it. And the link will be down below. There you'll get all our videos early, and also our deck text, and also, you know, the different tiers of getting your name read at the end of the show and all that fun stuff, and Discord as well. But with that, let's get into it, right?
Let's do it.
First, we're going to go through the 12 box harpers of the set. There only comes one per box, and they're pretty much random, obviously. So we'll go through those, see how powerful they really are. The first one is called Sword of Sacrifice. It is a unified arm. So Bloodborne 10 just equip. This card equips to a warrior you control. If this card is being equipped to Bounty Realm Warrior, you do not need to pay the Bloodborne cost. And that means just any of the colorless warriors. Bestow +10 to attack to equip warrior. You can sacrifice one other warrior you control in order for an equipped warrior to attack. Eesh. And then you can sacrifice additional 2 warriors you control, double the attack of the equipped warrior until end of turn. That's pretty good. It all depends on, like, I feel like if you have a lot of tokens, like Undead, this might be pretty good. But we'll see, actually. What do you think?
Yeah, you can use it on whichever ones you want. That's the great joys of these things.
Yeah.
Just some get better with certain ways.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's okay. I think if you have ways to utilize the extra dudes to sacrifice, then it's really good.
Yeah.
But otherwise, it's kind of okay.
Like, you think you might want this with Titans and Prometheus as the leader, but, like... I realize they don't have really many people, so sacrificing 2 dudes to be able to double power and then maybe double power again might just be instant kill.
All right, be wild.
Yeah.
Next range relic we have is Saber of Silence. It is a fortified arm. Bloodborne 5, consume 5. This card equips to a warrior you control. If it's a bounty realm, you don't need to pay the Bloodborne. Most of these are going to have that.
Yeah.
Bestow +1 attack to the equipped warrior. Each time the opponent conscripts a warrior to their side of the field, as long as this card is equipped, this card deals 1 damage to the conscripted warrior.
That's good. That's real good.
So you do have to still pay the consume 5 to do this one, but it's really good because it's a fortified, so you can do it on their turn when they're playing things. You're just like, cool. If you're playing against dwarfs and they do the conscript where they always get dudes, you're like, cool, let's just do this in response, and those dudes that are coming in now take all 1 damage.
Yeah.
And even if they don't die, that's 1 less damage you have to deal with, or they have to do the math on. And so it helps you in controlling the board, and that's what's really strong about this.
And if you remember, when it takes damage, it lowers its attack to you, so therefore, like Kevin said, it lowers the damage you're taking. So that's pretty... I think that one's really good so far.
Yeah.
All right, the next one, of course, is Pauldrons of Power. It is an arm as well. Bloodborne 5, consume 5. Also, the negates of the Bloodborne on a bestowed creature. Equip gains the following effects. Perish, bestow +2 attack to 1 target warrior on the field. Perish, bestow +2 attack to a target warrior on the field. So when it dies, it gets to do, essentially, as you know, +4 to either 1 target or separated target.
Yeah, that's why they worded it that way, so you can target the same thing, or you can target 2 separate things. It's kind of nice. It's cool. I don't really know, like, it's really good. Like, don't get me wrong, you just put it on little, like, if you play, like, little dudes, you put this in there, because you're like, cool, these dudes get bigger, these dudes get bigger.
And then if you have a rotating of getting unifieds back, that might be pretty awesome. But overall, it's just okay, I think.
Yeah. Shield of Solidarity. It is a fortified arm. Bloodborne 5, consume 5. If it's on a bounty realm, you do not need to pay the Bloodborne or consume effect.
Nice.
Or consume cost. Bestow +20 attack to the equipped warrior, and it gains blockade. The opponent must attack only the equipped warrior, and you can only control 1 of these. So that's really cool. I don't know how much I like blockade yet. I think it's a really strong mechanic. I've not used it enough to know exactly if I like it like a super lot, but this is really cool because it forces them to attack that one dude.
Yep.
However, if they have just to destroy that dude spell, then this is kind of a waste of a thing.
Yeah, for sure. Although it'd be real fun to put it on a retaliate creature because they have to attack that creature and they're just taking the damage constantly.
Yeah.
So I think this is a secret one that you can probably sneak in and people are like, okay, this is super annoying. I don't want to deal with this right now.
Yeah. It's definitely going to take a destroy effect then.
Yeah, for sure. The next one is Cup of Invocation. Is a fortified arm. Consume 35. So hopefully you haven't played it, much of your spells. And of course, if you have Bounty Realm, you don't have to pay with a consume cost. As long as this card remains equipped to a warrior, double all other players' consume cost. You can only control one equipped of the Cup of Invocation, otherwise it'd be broken. So I feel like this is a sideboard ancient relic for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, it's mainly to stop them if they're doing something with their guardian. If you don't want them to do it, then cool, great. No.
Otherwise, would not even get close to using it.
Yeah, sadly. Greaves of Gallantry. It is a unified arm. Bloodborne 20, Bounty Realm, and don't play the Bloodborne. Yep. The equipped warrior can attack an opposing warlord directly. And if this card is equipped to a warrior, no other warriors on your side of the field can attack. So this one's a double-edged sword. It's really cool because it allows them to attack straight at the warlord. So in Titans, it's really strong.
Yeah.
Because you're like, hey, Titan that has double strike that gets to kill you. I'm gonna do this. Because it doesn't say that it can't attack more than once. Like if you get to do the little, like you do the Titan's ability where he makes it attack again, and then you do this to make that same dude attack. You're just like, cool.
See, this with the shield would be a powerful combo because, like you said, Titan, you'd just be like, well, I swing in, double damage, good. And then the shield's like, don't attack my dude because you gotta attack me first. I think that one's one of the top tier of the relics for sure. The next one is Commander's Coins. It is an arm, Bloodborne 6. This card equips to a warrior you control, and when the equipped warrior attacks, roll 1d6 and gain one of the following effects: 1, 2, or 3. It cannot be destroyed by card effects this turn, and then result of 4, 5, and 6. The equipped warrior cannot be destroyed by battle this turn. Now, the sad part is that on the 1, 2, or 3, they can just, respond to it. You just be like, oh, well, I'll use my fortified now before that effect goes in the field and kill it. I feel like that's how it was. Unless you have to respond to the rolling itself, but...
No, you have to respond to it attacking.
Yeah,
you have to do it before it attacks, because the attack would already be triggering.
Yeah.
But it is really cool. It's just the only issue with it is it has a random effect. Yeah. So you're not guaranteed it, so it's not as strong as the other ones, because the others are guaranteed effect.
Yep.
It's still good. If you're playing like the Gambler deck, which we'll talk about some of the cards that do that, then this card's really cool for it, because you're like, hey, we're already doing that, so we might as well.
Yeah, exactly. You gotta trigger those procs.
But this one's it's just a neat idea. I don't think it's going to be game changing, honestly, because it doesn't guarantee it is really the issue.
When you have a card like that is this rare, because it is only a box topper, and it's only this specific, it's very you have to super build around it. By then, it might not even be worth it.
Yeah.
So pretty sad.
Next is the Majestic Mirror Plate. It is a fortified arm, bound Bloodborne 20, consume 20. If it's a bounty realm, you do not need to pay the Bloodborne cost. Bestow +4 to the equipped warrior, and the equipped warrior gains Retaliate. Eradicate this card when it leaves the field, and then you can control one of these only. So, if you have this with the big shield, then that dude's just angry.
Yep.
You have to attack me. I got blockade and +4 and +20, and I retaliate.
Yep.
So it's kind of cute.
Kind of cute, but I feel like this is too high of a cost for such a little thing. And it leaves the field and it gets gone after that, while all the other ones get to survive and you get to redo it. I feel like this is probably the lowest tier of all the relics, to be honest.
It is pretty costly to do, so you're just like, you're paying a third of your life, essentially, like a third or a fourth to some of the rulers.
For them to instantly kill it with a fortified card, and then it goes away, and you can't deal with it. Although the art, very beautiful. Give it that bonus. And the next one is the Key of Chaos. It is a fortified. You can only activate this card when an opposing player activates the Guardian's Consume ability. Negate the activation of the Consume ability, and then drain the opposing Guardian's Alchemy points by 10. The opposing player then draws one card. I think this is great, except for the draw card, obviously, but it needs a balance somehow. But then is it worth it?
But in the same regard, I think it's already balanced enough because you can only do it on their Consume ability. And yes, the consumabilities are really, really good, but they're not going to break the game. Like, most of them, like the orc ones, just deal extra damage, or like, I guess some of them are really, really strong, but in the same regard, like, I don't think that draw a card is there necessary.
Yeah, because sure, you're negating that one little thing, but then they're just going to do it so they can draw a card. Because I'd rather spend 10 alchemy points to draw a card rather than do the ability sometimes, you know?
Yeah.
Because that extra card can get you the push through that you need.
And you have to use this as one of your cards in your deck to stop just that one thing, whereas you'd rather like be able to kill the dudes. I don't know. Just depends on how you want to build the deck.
Exactly.
I think it's better to use a different card to not worry about the consumability, because it's not going to like...
Yeah.
It's going to change the game, but not in a crazy way, in my opinion.
Exactly. And if you get a late game and they already have their consumes gone, because as you already can see, there's like 20 cost, all this stuff, then it's worthless.
But yeah, this card is good if you're doing that, if you're in that thing. I think this is more like a sideboard card, if anything, because it's not like... You want to use it against certain ones. Like the orc one, I just take 3 more damage. Okay, cool. I'll take my damage.
Yeah, exactly. Done.
Next is the Brazen Brazers. It is Unified Arms. Bloodborne 10, Consume 10. This card equipped to a warrior. If it's a bounty realm, then you don't play the Bloodborne. Bestow +2 to the equipped warrior. The equipped warrior can attack a second time each turn, or second time this turn. You can only control one of these. So,
yes,
this one's really, really strong just because it gives you a bonus and it allows you to attack again. Yep. So if a dude can survive the first attack, you're just like, cool, let's do it again.
Yeah, this should be in every single deck possible. Because to be able to swing, like exactly what Kevin just said. And the only negative is that you can only control one. That's okay.
Yeah, cool.
That's all you need.
You just need the one.
That's definitely super worth doing. The next one is Helm of Harmonization. It is Unified Arm, Bloodborne 15, Consume 15, and Bloodborne cost is negated on bounties. As long as you control a warrior equipped with this card, all other warriors on your side of the field cannot be targeted or destroyed by the effects of opposing warrior players' fortified cards. You can only control one. This one also, I think, is personally and should be in every deck as well if you can get there.
This one's definitely worth it because it gives you a blanketed "don't touch my dudes."
Yeah,
like it literally negates 1/3 of what they do, and it's super nice because you're like, oh, your fortifieds, they don't do anything.
Yeah, and with that, you just make sure you don't attack with the person with his helm, so it doesn't do like fortified to attacking dude or whatever.
I mean, they still have to try to kill it because they have to attack through it. But this card is still really worth doing.
Agreed.
The next one is Eyes of Offidian. It is a unified Bloodborne 20, Consume 20. Search target player's deck for 1 copy of a bounty realm card. Add the search card to your hand. The targeted player then draws 1 card. You can activate only one of these. Don't play this one.
Target player has 1 copy of any bounty realm. Oh yeah.
Don't play this one. You're paying 20 life and consume 20, and there's no negating any of that.
Yeah.
To search for the possibility of them having a bounty card. You can search their deck, yes, but if they don't have one, you just wasted 20 life.
Yeah.
And you can search your own to get a card for you, and which is probably what you're going to want to do with this, and you get to draw a card. So, I mean, technically it's a draw too, but there's safer ways and less expensive ways to do that.
Yeah. Most legions have ways to search their own deck for what you need anyway, without paying 20.
Yeah. I don't think this one's worth playing at all.
No.
Unfortunately.
Sadly not.
It's a cool card. The idea of it's really cool, but I don't feel like it's worth it.
Like, maybe, it depends how big the meta is of, like, these bounty cards. Because then you play against someone, it could be sideboard, and to be like, okay, I'm going to negate your 1 win con that you might have. But besides that, yeah, I agree with Kevin. Do not play this card, unfortunately. All right, now with that is all the relics. So we'll go ahead and get into the actual set of the deck. And of course, some of these are revamps, especially with the art of the stuff that came into the little battle decks. But they're pretty cool. I like this art of the Severed Connection. It is a unified. Target 1 fortified card in the field. Destroy that targeted card. Pretty good. Pretty awesome. Super solid if your Legion doesn't have too many fortified or destroy cards.
Yeah. Dismantle. It is a unified. Is the same thing. As additional cost to play this card, you cannot draw on your next reinforced phase. Negate the activation of 1 fortified card on the field and destroy it. It's a sweet new picture of the same card. It's really cool, but that's really all it is a redo.
And you might as well just play the other one because then you can draw next turn.
Yeah.
This one is just sure you got the gotcha of negating their effect, but still very dangerous. The next one, of course, is Second Chance. This is like one of my favorite ones, of course. Unified, target one warrior in the discard pile. Revive the target warrior to your side of the field. That's it.
A, this card's super good, and B, the art is amazing.
Yeah, the art is super awesome.
But yeah, this card just bringing back a dude from the graveyard is super nice. Whether it's a 5-drop or a 1-drop, because you're like, hey, I want my ability, or I just need a big dude. Wow.
Yeah, and it doesn't count for your constrict, so it's good.
Yeah. Pick up the power. It is a fortified. Target one warrior on the field, then target one warrior in discard. Increase the attack of the targeted warrior on the field by the attack of the warrior in your discard until the end of turn. It's a cool way to do extra damage really quickly if you need to, because it is a fortified, and it's only on your like opponent's turn, so it's like a defensive.
Yeah.
Bonus.
It keeps the dude alive.
Yeah, it keeps the dude alive, which is really cool. And if you use it on the right thing, it could be pretty detrimental. But overall, I don't know how strong of a card this is to use, because there's probably better fortifieds for your Legion. But it's still something to look into.
For sure. And it has the thing that reminds me of like a 90s like pump up song. Like, pick up the power! And then we'll go to Deflect. It's a fortified. As it costs to play this card, discard one card. Negate the activation of one unified card on the field and destroy it. I would only do this for legions that have you want to discard stuff or have stuff in your discard pile. But that's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's probably better... Honestly, there's better unifieds to do than a lot of the times.
For sure.
Next is Welcome to Aberdeen. It is one of the first ones of the set, I believe. It is a unified. Reduce the damage counter, the DCM of your warlord by 5. Your warlord cannot take any battle damage until the start of your turn. Then all players draw one card, and you can activate one of these per turn.
I like this card. This can be like, oh, save your butt turn. Especially, I would do a sideboard for hard-hitting, like, one-punch legions.
Yeah. It's super strong. Yeah, it gives your opponent a card, but you're like, cool, I don't take damage.
Yeah.
And it essentially lets you set up a turn. Like, because you're like, hey, cool, I don't take damage. Yes, it lets them set up a turn too, because they know they don't have to waste all their stuff
Exactly.
that next turn. But it gives you that one chance for you to keep going your stuff. So
because if you swing all in, and then, yeah, exactly. Just it makes you save the turn where you can win your next turn and not care about them hurting you. The Magic Plants of the Future Seeds. It is unified. You must have at least 5 or more Magic Bounty Realm cards in your discard pile before you can activate this. So the next Magic card you activate this turn that has consume cost, that is cost 10 or less, can be now activated without paying the consume. And you can only activate one Magic Plants per turn. This is super terrible card.
yeah, this is a bad card.
Yeah.
Glad to know that we think the same on this, because the reason this is bad, it requires 5 other things to be even activated.
That's number 1.
And then B, it only works on a certain few cards with consume, and they have to be limited to of limited 10 and under. It has too many restrictions for it to be of any use.
Yep.
And for it to take up a space for your unifieds is kind of bad. Like, I don't know. I don't think this card is good to play, like, unless you're going hard on the Magics, but I still don't feel like that's worth it.
Like, I can see this in the far-flung future, or maybe when we get past through these cards, because we haven't actually fully read these, or I haven't, definitely.
Yeah.
Not yet until this. So maybe there's a combo deck out there with this, but besides that, no. Don't.
Yeah, if you're playing this the normal Legions, it's not worth it. It's just not.
Don't do it. All right, wait, is it your turn?
Heritage Roads lead to Aberdeen.
Sorry.
It is a unified. Search your deck for up to 3 Heritage Bounty Realm cards and reveal them to an opposing player. Shuffle your deck, then place the 3 cards on top of your deck in any order you choose. If this card was added to your hand by an effect of a Heritage Bounty Realm, the next Bounty Realm warrior in your conscript this turn gains Wisdom and Plunder.
Ooh.
This card is really, really good for that kind of, like, if you're playing that deck, play this card.
Yeah, for sure.
Because it searches for 3 cards. Like, it doesn't matter what they are. It's just, here's 3 cards. You put them on top of the deck, so you know what order they come in. So you can set up to how your play is gonna go out.
Yep.
If you draw cards, you know what you're drawing. However, your opponent almost knows what they are. Like, they know what the 3 cards are. They don't know the order you put them in. So, but it is really cool, and it allows you to give a dude Wisdom and Plunder, which is really, really nice.
Yeah. So basically, you play this, and you play your dude, and you draw 2 of those cards. That's it. Like, you immediately know you can get those cards by playing a dude, and therefore that can help you combo off or destroy your opponent or whatnot. Yeah, this card's good. I almost think it should be an uncommon, to be honest, for how good that one is. Aberdeen's Heritage Harbor. As a unified, eradicate the top 3 cards of your deck face down. At the end of the turn this card was activated, you pay consume 5 and target one of the 3 face-down cards that were eradicated by this effect. Add the target card to your hand. This card added to your hand was effective Aberdene's Port Heritage. Reveal it to your opponent, and you can add up to 2 other cards in your eradication zone to your hand. This has a lot. Like, just crazy stuff. Okay. I can see this, of course, in Titans, because they eradicate everything you ever need. Add to your hand. If cards added, reveal, you can add 2 of the other cards. So, basically, you draw 3.
In a way, yeah. This card is really good if you're playing that like kind of style. If you need that kind of stuff. I like this card a lot. I think it's actually kind of good. It's not like broken by any stretch of the words because it requires a lot, but it's really, really good. I do believe, because at the end of turn it's activated, you pay your consume and you target 1 card and you get them. So,
Port Heritage.
We haven't got there yet.
No, yeah, we haven't got there. So we'll see how good it really gets.
We are. Hey. Port Heritage. Alberdine's Port Heritage is unified. Consume 5. Search your deck for 1 Heritage Bounty Realm card. Add the search card to your hand. If this card is added to your hand by the effect of a Heritage Bounty Realm card, you can reveal this card, draw 1, and put 1 card back on top of your deck. You can only activate 1 Port Heritage this turn. This card's really good for the simple fact, again, that it lets you get free things.
So basically, you can combo off really, really quick and gain a crap ton of cards in your hand.
Yeah, you get a lot of card value with this and the other Heritage. Nice.
That's pretty awesome. I like this art a lot. Oh, this is the Guardian, the super special Guardian. So this is Cineresada? The secret
Ceremonies, yeah.
Ceremonies, the secret soothsayer. Say that, 5 times fast.
Yeah.
But the alchemy points is 80. And here we go. The 5-star general here. At the start of the game, after mulligans, you can choose to do another mulligan. However, this time you can do this by selecting cards from your hand that you wish to put on the bottom of the deck, then redraw equal to the amount of cards you put at the bottom of the deck. So therefore, you can dig even deeper for stuff that you need. Consume 20. If your Warlord uses their special ability for the first time this turn, you reduce the Warlord special ability cooldown to 0 turns. That's super good. I think that's extremely powerful. So yeah, if you can get this one, which is like 1 out of 20 boxes, use it. I think so.
Yeah, if you get this Guardian, it is definitely something to look into just because it gives you a bajillion AP.
Yeah.
Like all the other ones start with like 50. So you're like, I get 30 more to do whatever I want with.
Yep.
And it allows you to get free cooldowns. Like, cooldown.
Yeah.
Go.
Well, Titans, attack again. Well, I'm going to go ahead and attack again, please. And yeah, that's super good.
Yeah, pretty silly. Alberdine's Sweet Street. It is a fortified act. You can play this card if your Guardian is a Bounty Realm Guardian. So if you have the other one.
Yep.
Once per turn, you can discard 2 cards from your hand, increase any cooldown timer on the field by 2 turns.
Huh.
If you increase the cooldown on your side of the field with this effect, you do not have to pay the next consume cost needed to activate a Bounty Realm card this turn.
That's ridiculous.
You can control 1 face-up Bounty Sweet Street. That's really cool if you're playing like consume cards that are really good to do on your turn.
Although, just by itself, it's a very terrible card. Because it's a card that technically kind of does nothing unless you have all the other stuff. And that's overall bad, but if you build around it, it's good.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Next one is Alberdine's Target Competition. Love the art. Fortified. Deal 1 damage to all opposing warriors for each Bounty Realm warrior on the field this time of activation. If there are no Bounty Realm warriors on the field when this card is activated, you can conscript 1 Bounty Realm warrior from your hand to the side of the field, draw a card. So you get to put a dude down, or the fact that you can deal a lot of damage, like a one-sided board wipe. So pretty good. And it draws you a card. That's really, really good.
Oh no, it doesn't. Oh yeah, it does it to the Warlord, not to the warriors.
Oh, to the opposing warlord for each.
Yeah, you just get to do free damage, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Take free damage. Or I get to drop a dude. It's a cool gotcha on their turn. Because it is a fortified, so it's cool, but I don't know how strong it is just because it's only damage to the Warlord.
Yeah, and you have to do Bounty Realm warriors only. But if you're just like conscript a dude, draw a card, that's still pretty good.
Yeah, I think this would be better if it hit warriors instead.
Yeah.
Because then it is a one-sided board wipe and it makes your life much simpler.
Yeah.
But it's pretty good.
Yeah, I think overall this is a very sneaky card.
Aberdene's Trinket Bazaar. It is a unified Bloodborne 5. As an additional cost to play this card, all opposing players draw 1. Negate all retrieve, plunder, wisdom, and swipe keyword abilities until the start of your next turn. That is a tricky card.
Yeah.
Because it's neat, but I don't know.
No. You cannot underestimate the power it is to give your opponent an extra card at all. Especially since this doesn't negate you like drawing a card or anything either. So it's just like, I don't know, you know? Well, and you're negating all retrieve, plunder, wisdom. They basically get to have a card from that. So I don't know. I don't think it does anything.
It's cool.
You're giving them a card anyway, but they're just going to get a card from those.
Well, even then, they're not going to play those cards on this next turn. So you're not really stopping them. They're just waiting a turn.
Yeah.
So I guess it is kind of stopping them if they really need to play that card and do something. But yeah, like he says, they still get the card, but it's just in a different way.
Yeah.
I don't think it's worth the unified spot in your deck, honestly.
Yeah, for sure.
It just doesn't feel like it's worth it. It's cool, but I don't think it's worth it.
Don't do it.
Late Night Tavern Gambling. It is a fortified. Does draw 1 card for each Bloodborne cost all opposing players pay until the end of turn. Then deal 1 damage to target player's Warlord for each card in your hand at the end of turn. You can activate 1 of these per turn. This card's really kind of cool because this can stack up really quickly.
Oh yeah.
Because it's you draw a card for each Bloodborne cost your opponent plays. Then that alone is insane because they played like Bloodborne like 10. Half these cards have been like Bloodborne 20.
Yeah.
Oh, you paid 20? Let me draw 20. Right, cool. Neat.
I think sadly it's for each the cost.
Yeah, for each cost. But still, if they do it multiple times, you're like, oh, I draw 3 cards.
If you're playing against Mythic Beasts, that you're just drawing 5 cards a turn, basically. And then you're just dealing damage to their face like real hard. Yeah, I think this card's super good, and I would put max copy 3 in each one.
Yeah, it's definitely a good fortified because it's a fortified.
Yeah.
So after they do their turn and they're like Bloodborne, all this stuff, you're just like, cool. You did it 4 times? I want 4 cards.
I want 4 cards.
You take 7.
And you literally just paid a lot of life to do all those abilities, and I'm punishing you for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would play this card in a heartbeat. Harvest Moon, which is a fortified act. Once per turn, you can target 1 warrior on the side of the field, and the target warrior gains perish, draw 1 card until end of turn. If this card is in your discard pile, you may pay consume 20 and eradicate this card, draw 2 cards. You can only control 1 face of Harvest Moon. I would put this in every single deck possible. This should be a rare, or
no,
at least
it's not that good.
It's not that good, but it's pretty good.
I don't know. I don't think it's that good. It's okay.
You get to draw a extra card every turn.
You do it 1 time.
Yeah, but that's still 1. You know this guy's gonna die. You might as well draw a card for it.
I mean, it is an act, so I guess it is pretty good in that regard. But I don't know about I don't know about a full 3 of them.
Yeah, maybe 2. Because you could only have control 1 face up, so it's all
it
good.
is pretty good though. Now that you say it as an act, it is pretty good to be like, draw a card.
It's an act. Just that guy's gonna die anyway. Kill. I draw a card. I have another dude. Thanks.
Next, Time for Harvest. This is a fortified. Activate this card only when a player eradicates 5 or more cards in a single turn.
Ugh.
Looking at you, Titans.
Ugh.
Target up to 10 cards in a target player's eradication zone. Send the cards to the discard. Then all cards in the target player's discard pile cannot be targeted, moved, or activate their abilities from the discard until the end of turn. So this is really cool because it's a counter to Titans.
Yeah.
Pretty hard.
Sideboard.
It also counters a lot of other things that do eradication stuff, so it's kind of neat. But it's definitely a sideboard card because if they're not doing that, then this is a waste of a card.
Yeah,
so
extremely. It's
really good against certain things, which is sideboard.
The next one, of course, is I think our first warrior, Caspian, the famous musketeer. It is a warrior attack 1. It has charisma, which is new in this set. When this warrior enters a play, the controlling player can pay Bloodborne 5 and can strip a warrior from their hand to the side of the field. So that means you, the controlling player, of course. And then perish, target 1 bounty ram warrior on the field, bestow +1 to all targeted warriors until end of turn. I just think charisma is just a really great concept.
Yeah, no, this dude's really good because you're like, I pay 1 and I put my 1 dude down and I get another dude for free. Neat.
Yeah, just like I'll pay 5 life for another dude that can swing, and then if that one has charisma, and then you can just fill the board up.
Yeah, done. No, it's really cool. I like the idea of that. Charisma is a really good mechanic, and it's really fun with what these dudes do.
Oh yeah.
Next, we got the Majestic Blade Dancer. It is a 1-drop warrior, or 1 attack. That's why I say 1-drop. So, gamble. When this warrior enters play, the controlling player chooses a number between 1 and 6. Then that player rolls a 6-sided die. If the result was called right, deal damage to all opposing warlords and warriors equal to the result rolled. Then reduce the DCM of your warlord by the result rolled. If the result was called wrong, deal damage to your warlord equal to the result rolled. Perish, target 1 Aberdeen Bounty Realm card and discard, shuffle the card into the rest of your deck. So, it's dangerous.
Yeah, very dangerous.
It's cool. Most likely you're going to choose 3 or 4 because it's pretty, like, normal-ish.
Average, yeah.
But...
Or 6 because you don't want to take 6 damage if you're wrong.
But it's still just dangerous.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, the gamble mechanic's cool because you're like, hey, let's roll the dice and see what happens. Like, it's literally rolling the dice.
Yeah.
But overall, I don't think this card's like super worth it in the grand scheme of things.
Nope.
Because it's, again, it's like a super random effect, and that's super dangerous because you don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, 50-50 is okay. 1 and 4 is decent, but 1 and 6, nah, you don't play that game.
And this has a 1 in 5 chance of hurting you.
Yeah.
Like, it just doesn't feel good.
It doesn't feel good at all. We'll see in the Heroes roll deck, but I still probably wouldn't play it. All right, Pilgrimage to Aberdeen. It is a fortified, consume 10, the next unified card any player activates this turn no longer has its original effects. Instead, all unified cards become all players draw 1 card. No,
that card's hilarious.
It's hilarious.
I love this card. I don't know if it's like super good, but you're like, you know what? No, stop it.
We're celebrating. We're not doing any damage here. I don't know.
I don't know how I feel about this card. It's cool.
It's sideboard for funny reasons. Okay?
Is it worth like using? I don't really think
Especially
so.
a consume 10.
But it's cool. Like the idea of it's really funny.
It's cute.
Hey, yeah.
I enjoy the flavor.
Aberdeen's Market District is a unified act. Once per turn, at the start of your reinforced phase, you can look at the top card of your deck. You can then choose to place that card on top or bottom. That's already awesome.
That's good.
If this card is added from your deck to your hand by the effect of a Bounty Realm card, you can target 1 Bounty Realm card in your eradication zone and add the targeted card to your hand. This card's really good if you're doing all the Bounty Realm stuff. So that other card that searches for these, you go search for this. And if you played the other boat one that already eradicated things, you get one of those back.
Yep.
This card's insanely good for Bounty Realm deck.
So the Aberdeen combo deck could definitely be a thing, but then you're just drawing cards for what reason?
Yeah, but this one in general is really strong just because it's like, hey, look at the top cards of your deck and be like, I want them here.
You have no idea in other TCGs of how powerful that is all the time.
It's free knowledge, and free knowledge in any kind of card game gives you the advantage because you know what you're doing.
Exactly. Unified Hidden Shop the Majestic. Consume 15, target 1 Majestic Bounty. I can't say those two together. Majestic Bounty Realm. BR Unified or fortified cards in your discard pile. Place the target card on the bottom of your deck. Then, if you do, draw a card. This is terrible.
Yeah,
it's not an act.
I don't feel like it's good.
No, it's not. If it was an act and consume was like 5, maybe, because then you could do it every turn and pay 5 to draw a card. But no, this is just a one-time thing.
Yeah, it's too costly for what it does.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it has to target a certain thing, and it consumes 15.
I'd rather pay that 1 that you just draw a card and then deal damage. You know?
Yeah,
it's like it's okay.
Aberdeen's Fall Concert of the Legions. It is a unified act. As this card remains face up on the battlefield, you can activate the following once per turn effects based on the legion your warlord is from.
Okay.
If your warlord is a hero, angel, titan, dwarf, you can do one of these, which is once per turn, you can send the top card of your deck to the discard, then eradicate the top card of your deck from face up.
Okay.
Neat. If your warlord is an orc, demon, undead, or mythical beast, once per turn, you can draw 1 card, then discard 1 card.
Wow. Okay.
I actually think both are really strong in their own regard because the decks that do that, they do a lot with both those effects. Like mythical beasts are all about having different cards in their hand and discarding things to get things where they want them. Orcs get to be better because they get to do silly stuff with that stuff too.
Yeah.
Humans, angels, titans, and dwarfs all have discard effects or like do things from the graveyard kind of things that get to send things there for free, which is really cool. So you're like, cool, send the top card. I hit one of my silly equipments that the human heroes get to do and be like, equip for free. Like, it's super good.
This is good. I would do a 1 in the deck, probably in every deck that you can. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not really more than one of because you don't need to do those things more than once per turn.
Yeah.
It's just they're not that good.
I just concur with Kevin. Yeah, it's just good. This card.
Yeah, it's really neat.
And I was about to say, like, we finally seen Angel in this artwork, and we haven't seen the other legions. And I wonder if the other expansion is going to be all Orc, Demon, Undead, Mythical Beasts, like celebrating their side. All right, the next one is Aberdene's Fall Festival Fruit Bearers, a unified act. Each turn you can choose one of the following effects. Once per turn, bestow +1 to all warriors on your side until end of turn.
Yes, please.
Bestow +1 physical attack to target warlord on the field until end of turn, and control 1 face up. Yes.
Both these are really good.
Good.
This is definitely like a one of in most decks that are like super go hard.
Yep. I suggest for all you people who do 50 decks, you know, those weaklings, okay? If you want a 60 card deck like real men, you put all these special 1 cards up and put. I'm sorry. I just gotta, you know, feel good about my own insecurities of making 60 card decks.
It's okay. It is what it is. It is what it is.
Yeah.
But this card is definitely like, it's a card to definitely think about using because it's a Lord effect, and all Lord effects are really, really strong. Especially, and it's good either way if you don't have dudes in that turn or if you do.
Yeah. The fact that it's especially good in token decks, because if you just have a board full of things, then you're just like +1, swing.
Yeah, Mythic Beast is like, great, let's party.
Pickle birds.
Ben Renegade, the Hired Gun. He is a 1-drop warrior with Charisma. When he comes into play, controlling player Bloodborne 5s, conscripts another warrior. He has Shockwave, which is kill a 2-drop attack or less, destroy it.
Done.
Super good. And then Perish, target 2 warriors on the field with the original attack 2 or less, destroy the targeted warriors.
So good.
This dude's super good.
Super powerful.
He is 1 mana, or 1 drop, bring a dude in, kill a dude. When I die, kill more dudes.
Yeah. Just, you need 3 of this guy in every single deck possible.
Yeah, if you get 3 of them, play them.
Yeah.
Dude is strong.
He is a 4-star, so he's really hard to do.
Next up is the Dynamite Die Stealer. He is a 1-drop warrior with Gamble. When this warrior enters play, controlling player chooses a number 1 between 6, then rolls a d6. If the result is called right, you deal damage to all warlord or opposing warlords and warriors of that roll. Then reduce your DCM by that roll. If it's called wrong, you take damage equal to that roll. Your warlord does. So it's dangerous. Yeah. And then Perish, target 1 warrior on the field with the original attack of 1, destroy the targeted warrior. He's cool.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going gambling route, that's neat, but it's not like, I don't feel like this dude's worth it in terms of like what you're trying to do, because it's super dangerous. It's a 1 in 5 chance that you're taking damage for playing a 1-drop, and that doesn't really feel good.
No, not at all.
Sure, you get to gain some life back and kill dudes, but there's better ways to do. There's other 1-drops that gain you 5 that are just like period gain 5.
Or ones that are like Shockwave Gust, thanks bye. You kill 2 dudes for 1, and that's what you want.
Yeah. This card's just, it's dangerous.
It's super dangerous.
Anything like this dangerous to play is not, in my opinion, is not worth it.
Yeah. Next one is Blessed by, what?
Brackus Waters.
Brackus Waters. It's a fortified card. I'm just soaking in this art real quick. I don't know what's happening, but they're scared of this frog. So consume 15. All Bounty Realm warriors currently on the field cannot be destroyed by battle involving other warriors this turn. If this card is in your discard pile, you can eradicate and pay 15 consume to target up to 2 Bounty Realm warriors in your discard pile. Revive target warriors to your side of the field. All right. If you are playing just strictly BR warriors, then possibly 1 or 2 of, because you're consuming 15. You know.
Yeah, this card's really cool. I like the idea of this card. If you're playing Bounty Realms, this card gets way better because you get to do, yes, you consume 30 technically.
Yeah.
But it's really strong for what it does. Because if it's in play, you're like, hey, cool, prevent all damage that's dealt to my dudes this turn. So my dudes that are here, I get to crack back next turn and I get to choose how things die.
Yeah.
Then once this is dead or once you kill them, you're like, hey, cool.
Just
we're
get 2
gonna
more.
get my dudes back that I just killed off because it's my turn and I killed them off. It's insane just to be like, hey, cool, I get free dudes.
Yeah.
Like, consume 15, get free dudes on 80 AP is pretty strong. So if you're going full Bounty Realm, definitely run this card. If you're not, don't use, like, maybe, like, 1.
Yeah. The next one is, oh, wait, this is you, right?
The Traveling Magic Mask Wagon. It is a fortified act. Once per turn, you can target one Magic Bounty Realm warrior on your side of the field, destroy the targeted warrior, then if you do, draw a card. Once per turn, you can consume 5 and target one Magic Mask Armament card in your discard, add the targeted card to your hand. You can control one of these a turn, or one of these face up.
So
once we know what the masks do, it could make this card way better or way worse.
Yep.
But overall, this is really if you're only playing Bounty Realms. Otherwise, this is not like a good card unless you're just wanting to do the masks.
Yeah, building around and all that fun stuff. Of course, should remind everyone of Zelda and all the masks there, Majora's Mask. I think the theme of this is really awesome.
Yeah, the theme of this set's amazing, but some of the cards in terms of what they can do may not be so strong.
Exactly. Oh, look at this. Defender of Aberdeen. It is a warrior of attack 2. That's it. Straight vanilla person.
We have the first Acolyte of the Reliquary. He is a 1-drop preserve. Sacrifice this warrior. Prevent the next destruction of an ancient relic this turn.
It's very, like, if you're playing all the relics, then maybe, sure, possibly, but don't play this card.
Yeah, if you're not really going ancient relic heavy, this dude's not really worth it. And even then, I don't know if this dude's really worth it.
Yeah.
There's other ways to get the equipments back.
Yeah, because most of them are unified, so you just get a unified card.
Yeah.
Whoa, this one's very sad. Second Acolyte of the Reliquary. Attack 1, perish. Target 1 ancient relic in your discard pile, add to your hand. Also, way to do it, but don't play it because it's very specific. And they're really hard to get in box toppers, so unless you was able to find them different ways, it's kind of hard.
Magic Mask Merchant. He is a 1-drop warrior. Perish. Search your deck for a Magic Mask Bounty Realm card, add it to your hand. Perish. Deal 1 damage to target player's warlord for each Magic Mask armament you card in your discard pile.
Ooh.
This card's really cool because this benefits you both on it coming into play, or when he dies, he benefits you twice.
Yeah.
You go get a mask and put it in your hand, and you get to deal damage equal to the masks you have in your discard, which is really cool because
that's the trick right there.
Anytime you play something that has like an equipment, you can't guarantee it's gonna stay alive. You can't in this game because there's too many things that are like kill that card. So anything that deals damage from the graveyard is pretty strong.
This called Wombo combo deck for sure.
Yeah.
Because to be able to just discard, mill yourself completely, and just be like, this guy dies, take 20. Oh, revive him. This dies, take 20. Thanks.
Yeah, with all the other magic or the bounty realm stuff that searches for bounty realm cards, this is really strong because you're like, hey, cool, go get this dude.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is a definitely like secret deck. Not secret, we just talked about it, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Magic Mass Sad Gold. I want to be remembered as Sad Gold. It is a fortified arm. Target 1 warrior in the field, equip this target card to the target warrior. Bestow -4 attack to the target warrior. When that player controls a warrior equipped with Magic Sad Gold, gains the following effects. If the equipped warrior is destroyed by the effect of Magic Sad Gold, the owner of the equipped warrior must target another warrior in the field. Oh my god.
That's really cool.
Equipped Magic Sad Gold to the targeted warrior? This is a super one-sided board wipe if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, this dude's real good. As a good fortified. You're like, oh, you have 1-drops? Be a shame. Blap.
You should just play, this is me talking, 3 of them, no matter what deck you're playing. Because this is like, yeah, exactly, just kill. Cool. Oh, that 5 attack dude? Nah, he's small now. Sorry.
Yeah.
Because it just keeps happening. It doesn't say once per turn, it just keeps doing it.
As long as it's by the effect of Sad Gold. Yeah. So if there is a 5-drop and you deal 1 damage to it, then you're like, oh, cool, Sad Gold. Guess what? Keep moving.
There should be a meme of, that's very Sad Gold of you. Just ga.
I definitely like that mask. I definitely think it's worth thinking and playing of. Maybe not 3 of, like 2 of. It's really, really good.
Yeah, it's super good.
I don't know. It could be 3 of good just because it is literally like a board wipe. Yeah. Magic Flowers of the Rainbow Autumn. It is unified. Consume 30. You must control at least 3 face-up cards on your side of the field to activate this effect. Return all face-up non-bounty card realms on the field to their respective owner's hands. You can activate only 1 magic from Magic Rainbows a turn. I don't like this card. I don't think it's worth it. Because it requires 3 other face-up cards on your side of the field to activate. It is really cool. If you get it, it's really cool. But it's also consume 30.
Yeah. So, like, if it said your opponent's cards on the side of the field, that'd be awesome, because then you could play a Mystic Beast, because you're going to have so many unified dudes or cards. And then just play this and be like, all your stuff is bounced, thanks. Warriors, Fortified, unified's gone. But this has to be non-bounty realm cards on everyone's hand.
Also, I don't like this card for the simple fact that, yes, it does essentially save you a turn by bouncing everything to their hand, but it gives all those things a second activation.
Yeah, that's true.
Because like half of the fortifieds or unifieds are like, when this is first activated, do something extra.
Yeah.
It gives them that card back because it's a new card. So when it gets bounced to the hand, it becomes a new card. So you're like, cool, play this card again. First activate it, draw like 2 cards. Like the Mythic Beast ones, search your deck for a card and draw like a card. So you're like, oh, cool, neat. I get free card advantage because you bounced all my stuff.
You're right.
I don't feel like this card's worth it. Like it's
Terabad.
It's not Terabad, but it's not good.
Did you just hear yourself? It's not
Terabad.
It's not good. Consume 30, bad. All right. Anyways, okay, the cost of a mission. I like that. Fortified Act. As long as this card remains face up on the field, players must play Bloodborne 5 to conscript or revive each warrior to the side of the field. Hell yeah. At the end of each of your turns, this card remains active. You may pay Consume 5. The consume cost is not paid to destroy that card.
Destroy this card.
Destroy this card, yeah.
This card's really cool. It's like a 1-of.
It's cute. Yeah, it's very cute.
Because if you get it early, good luck.
Yeah.
I'll waste my consume all day to make you pay 5 life to pay a dude.
I would definitely just run tokens in this. Because you're not conscripting them. You're just having them put in the field. So you're just like, I have a bunch of dudes. You're paying 5 Bloodborne. If my companion or whatever has 80 AP, good luck.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. If you do just have a way to put things into play, this card's insane.
This card's good. I think this card's really good.
Aberdene's Forever Fields. It is a unified act. As long as this card remains face up on the field, Veil cards cannot be pierced by card effects.
Okay.
Once per turn, you can pay Consume 10, increase the cooldown on the field by 1. If this card is destroyed by an opponent's card effect, you can target 1 Guardian on the field. The targeted Guardian cannot activate its Consume ability this turn. This card's a really good, just, hey, gotcha.
Yeah.
Like, it's a good, I think it's a sideboard card, mostly. Against certain ones, you don't want their Veil to be done early.
Yeah.
Titans. But it's still kind of a dangerous card, because if you don't get it early, the top part of this card doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Like, but the Consume 10, make cooldowns go up pretty much is really, really good, honestly. Because you're just like, hey, cool, no. All your dudes get, all your Consume, or CDs go up, because if they get a cooldown more than once, they're already doing a lot better than you. Sorry, just saying.
Exactly, especially if they go first, so cooldowns are in there. Yeah. What he said. Next one is Stay a While and Listen. It is a unified card. No cards on the field can be returned to their respective owners' hands this turn. All players draw 1 card. Can be returned.
Remember how we talked about cards that are bad?
Yep.
This is one of them.
This is definitely one of them.
It's not worth it. Like,
if this was a fortified and it protected your side of the field from not being gusted or bounced, cool. But why would you do this?
I mean, you could combo it with the Consume 30 and bounce all their stuff.
Yeah,
yours, but it just doesn't feel good.
And then you draw a card. Everyone draws a card. We don't want that.
Yeah, it doesn't feel good.
I know this is, everyone's harvesting, they're celebrating being together, whatever, but this is war, okay?
Yeah.
No, I don't like you.
The Majestic Ranger Scout. He is a 3 vanilla dude.
Done.
Pretty good.
Simple as that. The
Buttery.
I want to say the Butterfly, but yeah, the Buttery of Aberdeen. That's fortified. Bestow +4 to all bounty. Sorry, is that a thing in Canada? Is a Buttery? I've never heard that.
Yeah, we've never heard that.
I've never heard that. So,
anyways.
Bestow +4 to attack all bounty realm warriors inside the field until their turn. If you control 2 or more warriors from another legion, then you activate this card. Bestow +2 attack to all warriors of that legion for each bounty realm warrior that is higher than the original attack. Okay.
That was a lot.
That was a lot for something kind of simple.
Bestow +2 to all warriors of that legion for each bounty realm warrior that is higher than their original attack.
Not good.
In your playing bounty realm warriors, this card's awesome. If you're not, don't play it.
Don't play it.
Because your legion has better ones for you. Like, if you're not playing bounty realm dudes, this is not worth it. And even then, I don't feel like it's worth it if you're playing bounty realm dudes in another legion.
Yeah. Because they have to be plussed already, and by that time they're probably already dead by something. because you targeted them to make them better, and your opponent's like, no, never mind.
Sawmill on the Brachus. It is a Consume 10 Unified. Choose one of the following effects. Search your deck for one Brachus Bounty Realm card not named Sawmill. Add the search card to your hand. Cool. The next Brachus Bounty Realm card that enters the play on your side of the field this turn also gains the additional effect of draw one card. Okay. If you're playing that kind of deck, this is really cool. If you're not, this card is terrible.
Yeah.
Like, this card has no purpose at all unless you're playing the Brachus deck.
Which I don't remember seeing, but we'll get to it and maybe something will click in the head. For sure. Yeah. Majestic Wishing Well. It's a unified, consume 15. Draw one card for each Majestic Bounty Realm card, not including the Wishing Well in your discard pile. Then look at the top two cards of your deck, place them on the top of your deck in any order you choose. I would only do this if you're playing with a card that deals damage for equal how many cards you have in your hand to them of Bloodborne costs. But besides that, no, I wouldn't play this.
Yeah, it's a neat card. It's not as bad as some of the cards we've seen. Sorry, but it's still really pretty. It's pretty good, honestly, because like you get to draw cards and it looks at the scries for you, so it's kind of cool.
It's a good build around,
but it's not like
yeah.
Looking for a leader. It is a unified. Search your deck for Bounty Realm Warrior with Charisma. Add the search card to your hand. This card's awesome.
Yes.
If you're playing those dudes, this card is amazing because it's literally pay a card or play a card, go get 2 cards. Yeah. It's essentially what that says. Because you go get a Charisma dude, play it, and put another dude from your hand into play. So you're like, I free 2 dudes.
Yep. Especially that 4-star one.
So yeah, this card essentially allows you to play those you can only have 2 of the Charisma dudes in your hand. The 4-star one, it makes that be 5 copies of this. Yeah. Because you play 3 of these to go get him. So you essentially have 5 copies of that dude in your deck, which is really strong. And you
definitely want to try to get this turn 1 or turn 2 at least. But yeah, this card's really good for that. Yours?
Alberdine's Midnight Guard. It is an attack 4 warrior. It's just a cool dude to be like, hey, I'm big.
Simple as that. Fruitful Farmer. It is a warrior. Attack 1. Perish. Reduce the damage counter of your warlord by 8. And I would definitely play this card.
Yeah, this card's awesome.
Yeah. 8's very good.
8's a lot.
Usually 5 is the minimal or the average of all these hill cards, but this is definitely good.
You gotta think about most of the warlords that do like their own Bloodborne on their ability is like 10. Yeah. So you're like, I only take 2 damage on my ability, which is nice.
Yeah, definitely.
This dude's really cool, and he can definitely change a lot for you. Viviana, the Festival Royalty. It is another Guardian from the set. Is AP 50. At the start of the game, after Mulligan, search your deck for 1 Aberdeen bounty card. Add the search card to your hand. If the Warlord uses their special ability for the first time this turn, you can search your deck for 1 Aberdeen and or 1 Magic Bounty Realm card. Search the card to put into your hand. Consume 10. If you're playing the Bounty Realm stuff, you're playing this Guardian. If you're not, don't worry about it.
Yeah. The whole talking about comboing off with all the Aberdeen stuff, this is where you start for sure. This is where your turn 1, you go get that one, then you go, eradicate 3, and then with that eradication, you get 2 cards. It's just, yeah. By turn 1, you can possibly have, 10 cards in your hand.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And the other thing that's really cool about this Guardian alone in itself is that if you are playing the normal Legion rulers with Aberdeen cards in it, this goes and gets the certain one you want.
Yeah.
Which is really, really good. So if you know, like if you have a certain way your first few turns should go with those Aberdeen cards, then you play this as your Guardian and have those in your deck. Yeah. To be like, hey, cool, I've set up. This helps you set up, and that's what's really strong.
Exactly. Yeah, this is where the combo deck starts go.
Yeah.
Next one is Jessica, the Journeyman. This art's really cool. Warrior attack 1, Shockwave, which is amazing. Kill 1 warrior with 2 or less attack. Perish, target 1 Magic Bounty Realm card in your eradication zone. Shuffle the attack. Target a warrior back to your deck. If you need more Shockwaves in your deck, play this card. If not, don't. Pretty much. That's simple.
By order of the Reliquary, it is Unified Act. As long as this card remains face up on the field, all Ancient Relic Bounty Realm cards and their effects cannot be negated or destroyed by other Unified or Fortified effects. You must reveal 1 Ancient Relic Bounty Realm card from your hand before each of your reinforced phases. Eradicate this card and all Ancient Relic Bounty Realm cards from your deck, field, and discard pile face up if you cannot reveal 1 Bounty Realm card for each from your hand for this effect. So if you could explain what this card does...
Please.
Like, I don't know if there's text missing from the bottom part. If it's like supposed to be like in the graveyard, it does that. The top part's really strong.
Yeah.
And I understand the fact that you have to reveal one to keep it in play. That's really cool. If that whole like second phrase into the third one is like together,
yeah,
then that makes sense. But I don't understand it with it broken like this.
But
it is. So then if you don't do that, then you eradicate everything.
Yes.
Then that makes way more sense. Because I was very confused by the split in this. Because if you don't reveal one ancient relic from your hand before each reinforcement phase, then you eradicate this card and all ancient relic bounty realms from your deck, field, hand, discard. If you cannot reveal one from your hand for this effect. So
okay, there's a nega version and a regular version of this. Okay, this regular version is you're keeping things alive, but the unified and fortified cards are going to target the warrior, not the ancient realm most of the time. 2, the alternate universe of this is you do this turn 1, you eradicate everything, and then you use power to get eradicate cards to get every single one that you ever need.
Yeah.
So that's why I was like, why is this a rare? But now I feel like, oh, it's comboing off to another.
Well, it only gets rid of ancient relics, so it's not like it gets rid of like 12 cards, so it's not like super good.
Yeah, but it thins out your deck, and all your ancient relics are in the eradication zones where you can pick them off one by one. But whatever card effects that you can do.
Yeah.
So pretty cool, but we'll see.
Yeah, no. Sorry it took me a second to figure out how that card worked because I read it before and I was like, I'm missing something.
Or if you want a 10 card deck that does win on turn 1 or 2, you just fill everything else with
ancient relics and be like, yeah.
To play this, boom, I got 10 cards, let's go.
But then you wouldn't be able to because you'd always have an ancient relic to discard.
Oh, yeah. That's one scary combo deck. Ugh.
Yeah.
Okay. So the Great Feast Hall of Aberdeen is a fortified act. Once per turn, when your opposing player activates a unified card, reduce the damage counter of your warlord by 3. Really good. If you can pay consume 30, discard 3 cards from your hand and eradicate this face-up card. Deal 30 damage, divide how you choose to target warriors on the field. If this card is in your discard pile, you can eradicate this card, draw 1.
This card's great everywhere.
Great. Just
everywhere around. This card's good.
Super good.
Yes, consume 30 is high, but you're like, I get to kill what I want.
Yeah. You literally can do a board wipe, and then once it's in the discard, you eradicate, draw 1 card.
Yeah. On top of every turn I heal, or every time you activate a unified card, I heal 3.
Yeah.
There's no downside to this card, really.
And you can have multiples of this card, so you're like, I'll gain 9.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah. I will gain some life.
Yes.
And then have the ability to discard 3 and shoot you for 30 multiple times, or shoot your warriors for 30.
Very good.
Definitely a card worth looking into.
Yeah, for every deck.
Aberdeen Street Entertainment. It is a fortified. If an opponent conscripted 2 or more warriors from their hand or deck this to their side of the field this turn, you can look at that player's hand and target 1 card in their hand. Target must discard the targeted card. If an opponent conscripted 4 more warriors from their hand, look at that target player's hand and target 2 or more cards in their hand. The target must discard those cards. I don't think this card's worth it.
Nope.
Like, it's cool. Nope. The first ability is okay. Because most often than not, they're gonna have what, 6 cards in hand at the start, and if they play 2 of them, they're down to 4. So you have like a 1 in 4 chance to get another dude. More often than not, you're not gonna have a hand full of just dudes.
Yep.
So it doesn't really feel like it's super worth it.
And especially the rules of you can put down any unified and fortified cards face down, and then have an empty hand. And what's the point? They can't discard.
Yeah, I mean it does allow you to get any cards from their hand, but
they're gonna play them.
It just doesn't feel very good for a fortified. Like,
yeah,
I would rather have a fortified that kills those dudes, because then that's taking care of those cards in play that are a threat. Because the cards in their hand, yes, they could be a threat, but
if it made it, well, okay, so it's a festival, so we can't be doing dangerous things. But like you said, if they play 2 or more, it could make it where you can choose 1 to kill instead. That'd be cool. But then it wouldn't be a festival, so... It
does get rid of another card from their hand, which is really cool, but it doesn't answer the threat that you just got. So
yeah, exactly.
I don't feel like it's super worth it, and the 4 for 2 is not worth it, because the likelihood of them playing 4 is kind of low. Like, I mean, yes, it can happen. Certain decks can do it easily, like dwarves.
Yeah.
But it just doesn't feel like it's kind of worth it, honestly. The Mist from the Fata Morgana. It is a fortified. Target up to 3 cards in target player's eradication zone or discard. Shuffle them into the respective deck. Then all warlords cannot take any battle or effect damage by any opposing player until the start of your next turn. You can only activate one of these per turn. This card's really cool.
Yeah, it really is.
Card's cool for multiple reasons. It gets rid of threats. Like, yes, it puts them back in their deck, but it gets rid of them when they can use them. So, like, Titans get to use Eradication Zone. Undead use discard like crazy. So those problem cards, like the little, like, the combo loop that's in Undead, you're like, no, put that dude away.
Yeah.
I don't care where he goes. He gets shuffled into the deck. So if you draw him, cool. Instead of a, I always get this, it's now a 1 in, like, 35 or however many cards are left in the deck. So, like, 1 in something chance. So it takes rid of that threat and gets rid of it. And it says we don't take damage. Yeah. So it kind of stops the turn there.
And if you're like me and build a dwarf deck that runs out of deck space, you can target yourself. And then you put whatever 3 cards you want on top, and you protect your warlord for that turn. The fact that it's a fortified is what makes it the strongest part of it. Because if it's unified, then you can't hit your opponent, whatever. But fortified, you do all your damage, you pass turn and be like, all right, well, no, fog, you know. We'll make this pretty, and then I get my cards back, or like he said, eradicate the combo decks of your opponent's deck.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
This card's really good. 1/2 of, maybe even sideboard 1/2 of for sure. The next one is Endless Bounty. It's a fortified card, consume 30, target up to 3 Bounty Realm cards that target player's eradication zone, add the target cards to your hand. If this card is in your discard pile, you can eradicate it and target up to 3 cards in target player's discard pile, or eradicate the target cards. Only sideboard if the meta is Bounty Realm stuff. Because to be able to eradicate their cards and you get to use it, pretty good. Yep.
Yeah, if it's Bounty Realm, cool. If it's not, this card is useless.
Don't even.
Because it's consumed 30 to target Bounty Realm cards. Like, that's... If you're playing a normal Guardian, that's almost... It's more than half. That's rough.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And see, this is where this mixed with the Order of the Magi or whatever, where you eradicate all the Ancient Realms cards. This is this is the combo piece, because then you eradicate everything. Then you get the 3 you want and put them in your hand.
Next is Hugo, the Hulking Freak Show. He is a 5-drop just normal dude.
I like it. This guy, Majestic, Guide of the Dark Woods. It was warrior attack 1. Perish. Target 1 warrior Majestic Bounty Realm unified card and target player's discard card. Add that target card to your hand. Meh.
He's cool because he gets back a dude. I mean, Undead dude have this a lot if you're playing the Magic Bounty Realm dudes.
Yeah. Target. And it targets your opponents
it gets
too.
rid of a unified. So,
yeah.
Sorry. It gets a unified back. Still good.
Yeah, still good.
Aberdene's Trader District. It is a unified Bloodborne 15. Target up to 3 cards and target player's discard pile. Shuffle the targeted cards back into their deck. Draw 1 card. If your Guardian is Viviana, the Festival of Royalty, you can play this card without paying its Bloodborne cost. This card's really good if you're playing the second Guardian we talked about.
Yeah.
The Bird Lady. This one's really strong because you're like, hey, cool, Bloodborne 15, but I don't have to pay it.
Yep.
Draw a card and get 3 cards back. Like, pretty strong.
Back in the player's deck. But you ruin their combo.
Cards,
yeah, that's good. Definitely usable with her.
Yeah, you can use it against them to put dudes away, like I talked about earlier, or you can get 3 cards back for yourself and then draw a card.
Yep, very good. See, where it says you draw yourself a card.
Yeah,
sorry.
I like draw cards.
Yeah, not your opponents. Magic Moonlight Promenade. It's a fortified, consume 10. As additional cost to activate this card, skip your next reinforced phase. You don't want to do that, but let's see why. Choose one of the following effects. Your warlord can only take up to 5 total damage from opposing this turn. The next consume cost you pay this turn costs 5 less. You can only activate 1 at a time. Don't play this card. I'm sorry, but don't. It's a rare. And you don't want to skip reinforced phase and just to negate 5 damage or whatever.
Let me check something because I'm pretty sure the other one doesn't. Yeah. So the other fortified literally doesn't do consume, and it says I don't take damage. So it's just better.
And it's a normal.
Yeah.
It's 1
star.
This
one's cool, but it's not. I don't think it's worth it because it just doesn't feel worth it.
Yeah.
Next is Marks of the Chosen. It is a unified Bloodborne 25, Consume 25. You must control 2 or more Bounty Realm warriors to activate this and reduce and resolve the following effects. Choose 2 of the following effects. Trigger your realm effect an additional time this turn. Bestow +5 to all warriors on your side of the field. Draw 3 cards, and you can only activate 1 mark per game.
Per game.
This card is okay. If you're playing Bounty Realms, it's good. If you're not, card's not good.
Not good.
Because it's so costly. Like, you pay 25, and you have to have 2 dudes.
Yeah. When do you ever really have 2 dudes?
The likelihood of you keeping 2 dudes in this is pretty low, just because there's a lot of kill spells, and, you know, you always have to attack dudes. So, yeah. I mean, it can happen, but... And the payoff on this is actually kind of good, because you get to draw 3 and activate your realm again, which is cool.
Yeah, that part of the realm activation.
Like, I don't know. If you're not playing Bounty Realms, I don't think this card is worth it.
No.
At all.
Well, if you do, then... I don't know. That paying 25 is very rough as well. But we'll see. Like, I want to see it in action just to prove, like, myself wrong. Just be like, that is
sorry,
good.
let me phrase that. As long as you're playing Bounty Realm deck only. Because if you're trying to play Bounty Realm Warriors with other cards, it's not going to work.
Yeah, it's not going to work.
Because you're worried too much about other things.
I like the art of this one. Seasons of the Magic Reflections. Consume 20. Choose one of the effects. Reduce the DCM of all warlords by 10. Deal 10 damage to all warlords. All players discard 2 cards from their hand. Increase all cooldowns on the side field by 2 turns. I like this card.
Yeah, I think this card's cool.
Yeah.
It has like a 1 or 2 of. And you're only going to really ever get 1 off because it's consumed 20.
Yeah, it's very lots. But to do like 10 damage to all warlords and you're ahead of time.
Mean, to have a spell to just be like, well, take a 10. I have higher life than you. I'm winning the game.
Yep.
Like that's pretty good to just be like, I can kill you just because I can.
Yeah. And the other ones is to like discard 2 cards. Cool. I'm playing things from my graveyard anyway. Let's do it.
Yeah. Anything that gives you multiple options is definitely worth looking into, regardless of what those options are, because it's multiple options. You never know when you're going to need to do some of those.
Exactly.
All right. So Redouse the Dice. It is unified. You can re-roll 1 6-sided dice roll that you have rolled this turn. However, if you roll the same result as you did in the first roll, double the card effect for the result rolled. So if you're playing the gambling one, you're definitely rolling this. Yep. Even if you don't like it, because you're going hard in the paint if you hit the same one that you missed wrong. You're like, oh, cool, great. I choose 5 and I hit 5 again. I take 10.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know.
It's a gamble.
And I feel like this needs to be an act for how much like you can just re-roll and do all that stuff.
Yeah, if this was an act, this card would be super good. Yeah. Like it would be worth it to play the gambling stuff if this was an act. But since it's not, it doesn't. Like I didn't even think about that. Yeah,
because you need to have this card to play with the other card. So are you holding your gambling back until you draw this card? So it's like All right, Magic Waters from the Brackus. Here's another Brackus card, unified. Choose one of the following effects. The next Brackus Bounty Realm card activation now has consume costs with 5 less. All Brackus Bounty cards you play from the remainder of the game, the following additional effects. Reduce the damage counter of your Warlord by 1. It's very meh. You have to build this card around everything Brackus, and I don't know if that's good so far. It doesn't seem like it.
If you're playing Brackus stuff, it's cool. I think the Brackus stuff could work with an actual Warlord because there's just like enough of it. And if you play that Guardian, you go get some of them, but it's kind of iffy.
Yeah, very iffy.
Spirits of the Brackus Pond is a fortified, consume 10. All cards that are sent from the deck to the discard pile by a card effect this turn are eradicated instead. If this face down card set. Wait, what? If this face-down set card is destroyed by a card effect, you can target up to 5 cards in the target player's discard and eradicate those cards. It's a cool sideboard card.
Yeah,
because if you know they're doing discardy stuff, you're like, no, get rid of that. Or like graveyard shenanigans, you're like, no, get out of here.
Yeah.
But otherwise, this card doesn't really feel like that good to me.
Agreed. Sideboard for sure. All right, well, we have Kakabel, the Golden Star Child, as a warrior attack 1. Charisma, which is amazing. Bloodborne 5. Construct another warrior on your side of the field. Gust. When this warrior enters the field, target 1 warrior in the field, return to their hand. Perish, draw 1 card. It's a 4-star for a reason. It's super good.
Yeah, him and the other one, they're awesome.
Yep. Just if they put each other in the field, then you're just like pop, 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 pop. Just keep going.
Kill dude, bounce a dude, be good.
Draw a card.
Stroff, the fire-breathing satyr. He is a 1-drop warrior with Charisma 5, and then perish targeted player. The targeted player discards 1 card from their hand.
Oh, I like this card a lot.
Yeah, he's really cool too, because he's free dudes and you discard.
Yep. Done. All right, Magic Mask Fang Face Arm. Oh my god, here we go. Target 1 warrior on the field. Equip this card, target warrior. Equipped warrior must attack each turn of Fable. We finally seen that. Haven't seen that in a while. This player that controls the warrior equipped Magic Mask Fang Face gains the following effect. If this equipped warrior is destroyed by battle involving another warrior, the owner of the equipped warrior must pay 6 Bloodborne 6. If the equipped warrior is destroyed by any battle, the owner of the equipped warrior must discard 2 cards. If they cannot discard 2 cards, Magic Mask returns the respective owner's hand. Jeez, this is good. So, okay, if we get this straight, Kevin. So you put it on their dude. They have to swing in, it dies. And they have to play Bloodborne 6. And then if destroyed by battle, the owner equipped warrior discards 2 cards. So they discard 2, pay 6. And then if they can't discard 2, it goes back to your hand. That's what I'm getting at.
The equipped warrior is destroyed by battle involving another warrior. The owner of the equipped warrior must pay Bloodborne 6. Yeah? Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
You make them swing with their little 1/1s that they don't want to swing with. They have to pay 6. And the equipped warrior is destroyed by any battle. The owner of the equipped warrior has to discard 2 cards.
Yep. Seems pretty good.
Pretty good for a 1-star little arm that I'm going to use in every deck.
Hey, you have to attack. Good luck.
Yeah, good luck.
Seems pretty good. You have to attack and you're paying Bloodborne 6.
Well, I'm playing Mass Deck apparently because this is pretty ridiculous.
Heritage Hamlet. It is unified. Reveal the top card of your deck. If it revealed card is a Heritage Bounty Realm card, add it to your hand. If this card is added to your hand by effect of a Heritage Bounty Realm card, you can reveal this card and eradicate it face down. You can then target up to 2 eradicated cards in your eradication zone. Add those cards to your hand. Again, if you're playing that deck, you play this card because it's more of the like combo, do weird things with eradication, draw cards. So it essentially is more setup, which is really strong. Anything that sets up weird combo loops gets to do fun things.
I think we should call this the lands deck because every single one of these has like a portrait of a field or something. Festival Feast of Strength. Unified. You can play this card only if your guardian is a Bounty Realm Guardian. Bestow +3 attack to all Bounty Realm warriors on your side of the field until end of turn. If you conscript 3 or more BR warriors, I'm going to just say that, to your side of the field this turn, bestow +6 to all BR warriors on your side of the field until end of turn instead. So if you're doing the Bounty Realms, do it. If not, don't play this card.
Yeah. If you're not playing Bounty Realms, this card's not worth it.
Yep, not at all. But the fact that if you're just like charisma, you have dudes, then you're just like, hey, +6, let's swing.
Yeah. Dante, the Mysterious Physician. He is a 1-drop, recover 6.
Yep.
So he comes in and he heals 6.
Pretty good. He replaces every single other card that does heal 5, pretty much. The next one, Aberdene's Festival Fireworks. It is a fortified, consume 20. Activate this card only when the opposing player activates a unified card that would destroy up to 2 or more cards on the field. Negate it, the unified card, destroy it. You can then construct 1 BR warrior from your hand to the side of the field. It's good, for it's very situational since they have to destroy 2, and you consume 20.
And you have to conscript a BR warrior. Yeah. So, it is, like you said, it's very situational. If you're playing Bounty Realms, think about it. But otherwise, it's not really worth it.
Yeah, if it's like kill one card, then it's not. Then you're just wasting your time.
Magic Mask, 3-Eyed Dark. Target 1 warrior on the field, equip this card. Equipped warrior can attack up to 3 warriors on the field each turn. The player that controls a warrior equipped with this gains the following effect. The owner of the equipped warrior must pay Bloodborne 12 during each of their reinforced phases. Sure, you can attack 3 of my dudes. Pay 12.
Yeah, pay 12.
You're paying 4 to attack to do anything this turn. That's crazy.
That is crazy.
4 per dude. That's nuts.
Although it must survive 3 attacks if they want to, but you know they're going to kill it. So basically it's like, I want this dude dead, so you better swing in and kill something because it's staying on the field and you're paying for it. Man, these masks are good.
Yeah.
Chant of Preservation. Bloodborne 18, which is a weird number. Target one BR warrior on your side of the field that is equipped with at least one ancient relic BR armament. Equipped warrior cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects until the start of your next turn. Super situational. Don't do it.
Yeah, I don't feel like it's worth it.
No.
Like, it's cool. It's a cool effect, but for Bloodborne 18, that is super rough. Because it has to be a BR warrior and it has to be equipped with an ancient relic.
Which is hard to get if you're not able to trade or buy them enough. But we'll see that in the secondhand market. And also, Flavor Fail, they should have just said, for the greater good. For the greater good on the bottom.
Aberdene's Big Top Circus. It is a unified. Each player shovels 2 cards from their hand and back into their respective decks. If you have one or more Hugo, the hulking Fire Freak Show on your side of the field when you activate this card, bestow +2 to all copies of Hugo. For each card, on your side of the field, for each card shuffled back into all players' decks. So he gets big.
Yeah, real big.
If one or more Hugo on your side of the field, if one or more Hugo on your side of the field becomes double the original attack, each Hugo can make an additional attack this turn.
That's cool.
So if you're playing the circus with Hugo, then you're like, we're gonna make him big and we're gonna kill you, because that's really cool.
But ultimately, very extremely terrible card, because it's 1 card for 1. And if you don't get the Hugo, then what is this card doing?
I mean, if you're playing Hugo and the Undead, then it's really cool with this, because you're like, this card and the other card that's like, hey, put 3 cards back on top of the deck and do stuff or bounce things.
Yeah, maybe if you're like
anything that like bounces stuff, this is really cool.
Yeah, for sure. Loot the Reliquary, unified card. Bloodborne 16, search your deck for 2 Ancient Relic Bounty Realm cards with different names and add them to search to your hand. You can only activate it once per turn. If you have a ton of Ancient Relics, do it. I almost say yes, because in my idea of Retaliate and Blockade, just turn 2, just be like, haha, don't.
There's so many good relics you could do things with.
Combinations, but
I think if you're playing the Ancient Relics in an actual like Legion deck, this card is definitely usable, because then it searches those up.
Yeah, you don't have to waste time.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about it. And I mean, it is Bloodborne 16, so it is kind of a rough payment, but you still get to be guaranteed that stuff. So, like, you can guarantee the silly one that for heroes is just like, let's do things.
Yeah,
so it's just, you're guaranteed it, which is really cool.
And you should only have 1 Ancient Relic in the deck. So you have
maybe 2.
Maybe 2.
Well, you want 2 if you're playing this.
Well, I meant like 1 copy, sorry.
Oh, yeah.
I meant to say 1 copy of each of the 2 that you want. So you're not taking up room for it, because this goes and gets it.
Yeah.
Done.
Next is the Festival Closing Ceremonies. It is a fortified. As an additional cost to play this card, consume 10. Target 2 Bounty Realm cards in your discard pile and eradicate those cards. You can only activate this card when an opposing player attacks your warlord directly with one of their warriors. Negate the attack, skip the remaining war phase, and proceed to the end of the phase of a turn. Eradicate this card when it leaves the field. This card's really cool.
Yeah.
The only issue is you have to have 2 other Bounty Realm cards in your discard pile.
And you have to consume.
Yeah, I mean,
which is, you know,
I'll pay 10 consume to negate the attack and stop the turn. Like,
yeah.
That's all day.
It's very powerful, yeah.
You just have to have the cards to play it, the discard cards, but I'll do that all day.
Yeah.
Like, because I mean, hey, don't attack me and stop.
So we're gonna play Turbo Frog in this, because you have the other mist one that does the same thing to your warlord, and this one, like it says, just stops the turn.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
You're done.
You're done. Thanks.
Stop with your attacking.
I'm going to continue. Yes, I agree. This card's really good, for sure. And I do believe that is the end of it, folks. With that, there's a lot of, like, good job on making, like, an expansion set for your first time of your first TCG. And most of the cards are pretty fun and amazing. And I'm actually very excited to build a lot of stuff, especially the mask deck, because that looks redonkulous. For sure.
2 things. I like the flavor of the whole set, for sure, because the idea of it is like all the clans come together and have a festival.
Yeah.
So the idea of it's really cool. So that's really, really cool lore-wise. But, and then also just for my own personal reasons, like this being the 7, like the last card of the set's really cool.
Yeah.
Because it's the closing ceremony. So proud of y'all for that. Like, power to you.
Yeah.
That's just something dumb and little that I like. But overall, I think the set's really cool. It's got a lot of really good ideas and a lot of cool cards. Yes, we did say that some cards were bad because, I mean, some cards are bad.
Sometimes it just happens.
It happens. But overall, I think the decks are really cool and have like, I think a lot of these are really good for, hey, let's make decks different. And that's literally what the set's meant for. So I like the idea of it because it allows for, especially with Viviana, the chick here, you get to play like some Crazy of these combo. Cards in other Warlords, which is really, really cool. And it makes it worth playing the new cards in those Warlords because you literally go search that card up turn 1 before you mulligan. So I think it's really good, or after you mulligan. I think it's really worth it on that.
Yeah.
Some of the cards I don't feel are really worth it because their cost is a little high, like for what they do.
Yeah,
like,
consume cost, rough. Bloodborne cost is way so much for something so small that other Legion decks just do for cheaper. For sure.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm Bloodborning anything over like 12, it better be amazing. Like, I don't really want a Bloodborne 20 to maybe draw 3. Like, it's cool, but eh.
Yeah. And also I had to point out what you just said about the beginning. The first card that's the actual part of the new set, not reprinted cards, is the beginning of the Welcome to It. And then the pilgrimage to it. And then after the pilgrimage card, it is the festival activities.
Oh, yeah. So I'm proud of
you. So very good flavor-wise. That's pretty awesome for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, exactly what Kevin said. Just the good cards are really good. And some of the commons are 1-stars are, I think, better than most rares in the whole game, to be honest.
Yeah, some of the 1-stars you'll have are really powerful.
Just very powerful. To heal every turn, and the acts of just chilling, like the fairy one.
Yeah, that fairy one is insanely good. That unified is nuts good because you're just like, I get to do things. We'll get to it. We're getting there. Yeah, but it's got a lot, and you're like 4-drop dudes or the 4-stars. They're super good.
Yeah. That makes it worth it to only have 2 copies of the deck.
Yeah,
because you're just like, hey, charisma, and then you go search and all that fun stuff. And the fact that like even the main big guardian is very powerful, obviously. But like Kevin said, the second guardian that you can possibly get, combo deck for sure, and it just sets you up for any Legion ever that you can go ahead and set it up.
And it's not even like a combo deck, it gives you those cards. Yeah. Because it automatically searches for them even whenever your Warlord kills something.
Yeah.
You go get an Aberdeen or a Magic Bounty card. So you're just like, cool, let's party. Let's go get some cards.
Yeah, let's get some cards and draw cards. Yeah, this one. The Great Feast Hall of Aberdeen. So good.
It's literally one of the best cards I've seen printed in a minute for like games like this because it literally gives you health every turn, which is super cool.
Yep. And
it has the ability to deal damage. It's not guaranteed because you have to consume 30, but it gives you that option that you can do it from the graveyard.
And that means, and the fact that you can, and when it gets to the graveyard, you draw a card. Because they don't want this on the field. The fact that once they activate a unified card to kill it, you draw 3 or gain 3 life.
Yeah.
And then you draw a card.
Yeah, the card's pretty good. So well done on some of the cards. We're super looking forward to playing them and using all the crazy stuff. We're probably going to play the gambling deck, and it's going to be rough.
Probably kill ourselves, because that's okay.
Y'all did miss out a little bit on that, making that thing not an act. I really wish you did. Maybe y'all tried it before as an act.
It was too powerful.
But I really wish it was, because that card would be super good, and making 2 gambling cards really strong then.
Yep. And Super Secret Tech deck is the masks. They're too damn powerful, and I like punishing my opponent for playing cards. Like, that's what I like to do.
They are pretty strong.
Yeah, for that.
But be on the lookout, guys. We're going to make some crazy stuff, and it'll be interesting to see what comes out of this set.
And if there's any cards that we got mistake of rules, let us know. We'll make sure that we can set this up, and hopefully just tell us what you want to build from this. This seems super fun for sure. With that, hopefully you enjoyed your stay here at Geektopia Island, and you have a good day. Goodbye.
Later. Make sure you hit that like button, guys, and subscribe to our channel. It would greatly appreciate it. Also, make sure you hit that bell to stay up to date on any of the notifications for our channel. And lastly, make sure you give us all the comments down below, and we'll make sure we get them.
And just to remind you that we do have a Patreon. It only takes $1 to subscribe. But for those Mythic and above Patrons, we like to give you a super thanks, and that would be Ryan and Magic Dragon Games. We appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
We love you.